right, what's happening, guys? Levi Trumbull reporting here, and we have an update to bring you as it relates to Chelsea Phoenix. So as you know, we brought you a video last on May 13th. In that video, we told you that Chelsea Phoenix was released from the Frederick County Adult Detention Center. At that time, we could not independently verify that because I had not witnessed that for myself, but as it related to orders that were entered onto the circuit court record, we could tell that there was a springing order put onto the record on the Friday before that May 13th that said in that springing order that Chelsea was to be released on the morning of May 13th. We brought you that story. Well, in any event, we can actually independently verify a few things here and now. Number one, yes, Chelsea Phoenix was released on the morning of May 13th at 9 a.m. And we also can confirm that at this time, she is living in Baltimore City, and presumably she is undergoing that inpatient treatment at the Pikesville Passionate Behavioral Program. You will remember that that is one of her terms of release. Remember, she got an 18-month sentence. She served about 9 months of that sentence, and she was released into this inpatient program called the Passionate Behavioral Health Program that she is now presumably attending. So in any event, we also have another very key and vital piece of information to bring you, and that is at this time, Chelsea Phoenix has officially, for the first time, registered as a Tier 3 sex offender in the state of Maryland. You will remember when we brought you that May 13th broadcast, one of the things that we were confused about was whether or not she actually had to register, because when we took a look at the updated probation report by Judge Solt, we did not see the sex offenders box ticked. We did not see that whatsoever. So with that being said, Chelsea Phoenix has officially registered as a sex offender, and that comes with a new booking photograph, and we're going to put that image up on the screen right now before you. So as you can see, this is Chelsea Phoenix's first photograph as it relates to registering on the sex offenders registry in the state of Maryland. So with that, guys, you can see that image right there before you. Based off of the information that is located on the registry, and again, we have a copy of it right here, we are just going to reference it and read some of the information that we see here right now. So some of the demographic information, the physical description information, I should state, is that, you know, she's 19, is white, blonde hair, 5 foot 4 inches, 120 pounds, with green eyes. Of course, I knew these things, but maybe perhaps you guys did not. The address that she has listed on file is an address located in Baltimore City, and when we looked that address up, it's actually a townhouse, again, right in the heart of Baltimore City is what it looks like. Another thing it lists is that that charge that she was convicted of, again, that being that third-degree offense back in September of 2023. And for the record, I just want to notate that, and I don't believe you actually have to list it because she doesn't reside there, but the Passionate Behavioral Health Program, the address for that is not listed. Again, I don't believe you need to list that. But other than that, I also want to notate that there are no work addresses, there are no school addresses, there are nothing like that indicating that, you know, she's not working, she's not attending school or anything like that. And what's interesting about that is she probably at some point in the future will have to get on that, because one of the terms of her release, her probation, I should say, is that she has to work or attend school. That's actually in there if you look in the terms and conditions. And then I also want to notate for the record that she does not have a vehicle. Under the vehicles tab, there's nothing listed, which is a clear indicator that she is not driving herself. What we know, if she is currently at this Baltimore City townhouse, obviously, when we looked it up, it's about 7 miles. The address she resides at and the the behavioral health center. They're about 7 miles away from each other. So presumably she must be taking an Uber or Lyft or something like that. There was some mention of that in the springing order. And finally, to close out, I will just read you some notes from the Maryland Sex Offender Registry website. Again, I want to notate that Ms. Phoenix is registered as a Tier 3 offender, which is a lifetime registration on the registry. I want to notate that there are 3 tiers. That's how it works in Maryland, with different time periods for each of those tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, with Tier 3 being a lifetime registration. And what's interesting about being a Tier 3 is that when you're a Tier 1 or Tier 2, you have to register every 6 months, but when you're a Tier 3 offender, it is noted that Tier 3 registrants must register in person with their probation officer. They'd have to do that in person every 3 months. So every 90 days, you have to go back in, fill out the forms. Where do you live? Do you own any vehicles? Where do you work? They take a new photograph of you, and it's updated every 90 days, if you will. So that's definitely a little bit of a hassle, but unfortunately, for Ms. Phoenix at least, that is the reality of the situation. So with that, guys, that is the latest update on the situation. Ms. Phoenix has been released from the Frederick County Adult Detention Center and presumably is now seeking treatment in the Passionate Behavioral Health Program, which is located in Pikesville, Maryland, all while she has initially and for the first time registered in the state of Maryland as a Tier 3 sexual offender. So with that, guys, we'll catch you soon.